And me and this dude were so close when we were growing up, I thought we were cousins until high school. But I asked my mother, Mama, how me and Doobie related? She was like, you're not. I said, all right. All right. I thought it was a complexion thing. But in all seriousness, this next brother is also a good brother, of course. He has been a public servant. He has given back to our youth. He has done plenty of work in the social work field. And so that's why I felt like it was important to bring this gentleman in today to share some words with us so that we can once again relate to the authentic. So without further ado, I'd like to present Mr. David Doobie Higbee.
As Brother Tony said, there's some miracles, man. And what's crazy is I seen this brother play basketball. I can't believe he's had coach. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like you said, we're gonna keep it real 100. This brother threw the basketball over the hoop. Behind his head one time in the game. You know that? God is good. Yeah, y'all can't tell. I had to put these things up here with an extra font, extra little big, man. My eyes have gotten bad over the years. 46 now, man. Like, Fert, they call you Fert me or the boys? Okay. Yeah, Fert, I've known this brother since I was 5 years old. You know, like his mother and father, you know, used to babysit me. You know, right down there in Rise. Good people, you know. Like you said, we're not cousins, but we family. You know, all day long. Ronnie as well, Tony. It's good to see y'all good people, man. I wish at some point we can do this more often. I would like to see a lot more young brothers in the seats. Nothing wrong with y'all sisters, but going forward, man, I feel like it's a need for us to get back in the church. I had my own little thing with church because it's hard for me to follow a man, you know, and a lot of times we go back and forth, you know, with, you know, the person that's at lead, and that, you know, it's a lot of things that's going on, and I had to separate myself from all of that to receive what I needed, you know, from God. So I was thankful when his brother said something to me and asked me to come in. I hadn't been in church, you know, unless it's basically a funeral, you know, or a wedding, or Easter, you know, and I'm being honest. That's one thing you're gonna get out of me. And I say that a lot of times I speak to, you know, to overcome certain things. You know, a lot of times if I say it, then I'm gonna do it. You know, and I can't put things out there that I'm not gonna do because I feel like my word is my bond. Amen. All right, so I'm gonna get to this paperwork. I wrote down here, I said, greetings, good people. We are gathered here on this men's day to share information and to learn something about ourselves and others. A little bit about me. I'm a more spiritual man than I am a religious man. But I am open to the miracles of enlightenment and fruits of knowledge and information from all denominations. I'm going to share something that has helped me through some of my most difficult times in my life. And I hope what I share can somehow help you too. Please say this with me. If you remember this one right here, this is called the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Yeah. Now, I brought that with me for a reason, man. This Serenity Prayer helped me immensely. It's a lot of times throughout life, man, we're gonna feel helpless, hopeless, and there's gonna be times that we can't do something about a situation. And I brought this to share with y'all, man, so let me break this down. Serenity. means the quality of or state of being serene. Serene is, clear and free of storms and unpleasant change, shining bright and steady, suggestive of utter calm and unruffled. All right. An example of serenity is his serenity calm those around him. So I like to feel as though when storms come, when things happen, I got my feet planted, and I'll be able to help. A lot of times people get ruffled and unable to deal with situations when they come up, man, and going through the things that we've gone through, I think it's prepared me, for a lot and helped me, go through a lot, not having nothing, it allows you to go through things when you're working hard and at the end of the week, you only have a few things to feed your family and put a few clothes on and even get haircuts and stuff like that. But I'm able to do that because I didn't have a damn thing. Excuse my language. I'm able to do things in his name and keep pushing, knowing that I might not be able to have a whole bunch at the end of this week, but next week, yeah, I got something coming. So, in short, I pray for peace of mind, peace for others in the sense that others around me have no strife, no fears, or no pains that cannot be healed. Peace in the understanding that there are things I just can't do anything about. I'm not sure about you, but I hate not being in control of my life, especially when I've given control to someone else by being out of control of myself. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. I can almost deal with the helpless feeling. I can almost deal with that helpless feeling because I did that to myself. Taking accountability is the first step to healing. Amen. I ask for serenity for those times I have absolutely no control over the situation. We can't fix death or natural disasters. But if we're financially broke and we're healthy, we can work our way out the situation. So, accepting what I can change and accepting what I cannot change is equally important. The struggle is knowing the difference between the two. And even harder, accepting what you can't do, that you can't do something as a man, a brother, a cousin, an uncle, a son, and a father. On this Men's Day, I come before you to say I'm okay with the things I cannot change because I know that there's something or someone who is in more control than I am. Someone or something who has autopilot and remote access to my life without any objection. You can call him what you want, but I'm going to call him God. Amen. I'm not talking about a God I'm supposed to believe in, that father, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed man in the Middle East. Amen. That was put here to save all humanity by dying for his sins. Sorry, that just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not knocking those if that's what you believe. My God doesn't reward financially rich men or financially poor men. My God is here for all men that do his deeds. Moving forward to the courage to change the things that I can. Man, I've been like first said, I've been working with people for like 20 years, man, helping at-risk youth, brothers that come home from prison, get jobs and reacclimated to society. I've been a cable guy. I put in fire sprinklers. I've worked 9 to 5, basically all my life. So at the end of the week, I had a paycheck. I made a choice to change my professions once I had these little kids, man. At the age of 40. Yeah. Well, I mean, at 40, man, I felt like, yeah, I understood. This is to me, my understanding. I understood that working for someone else is fruitless, in my opinion. So I decided to become a business owner. You heard me? I decided to become a business owner. Without any knowledge or discipline or respect for what it takes to be a businessman. So I got my butt kicked for a while. But I'm a Higdon, and we fight until we can't fight anymore. I used to throw my shoulder out playing basketball and lay on the side for a few until I could raise my hand. And I would get back in the game because I hate to lose. And I just won't quit. I have kids now, and I must leave something for them other than a funeral bill. The path to generational wealth is laid by us parents for our children. We must be more responsible for these little jokers because they never asked to be here. And we did everything we could to bring them here. A few things, man, that just came over me. I have to share is that I feel like we must get life insurance. If not, at the least burial insurance. We shouldn't burden our loved ones with not only having to deal with the grief and the loss of their loved ones, but the financial stress and responsibility of having to pay someone to bury us. It would be nice to leave these little bammers with a home to call their own. If not a home they can live in, but a home they can sell or rent out for profit. I don't think we as a people realize the purchasing power that we have. I don't think conversations about finances are being stressed enough in our community. So we go to the courage to change the things that I can. So I jumped out there again. I jumped out there without any fear. Because I know what I do not only helps me and my kids reach my goals, but I will help others optimize their own goals and maximize their potentials. I'm following the path of millionaires now because I know where the path of thousandaires leads to. Wisdom. To know the difference. The definition of wisdom. Ability to discern inequalities and relationships, having good sense, generally accepted belief, accumulated philosophical or scientific learning, knowledge, wisdom. Now, with wisdom, there comes some learning. Learning could be a good thing. When you find something new and become knowledgeable enough to share it or teach others, this is a beautiful gift. And you must share it, in my opinion. Wisdom can also be a bad thing, like losing a son. You always want it. Losing a son who was born the day after your birthday. A son you gave your entire name to because you wanted him, because you wanted your name and your reputation to help this young man navigate through life. Excuse me, y'all. Wisdom comes with a price of having to accept laws and not question God. Because if you do, you will find a way to blame yourself for the loss of a child you fathered. You will ask yourself, was it because I smoked so much weed? My son was born with only 3 chambers in his heart. Was this God's way of punishing me for having abortions? You know, not only the first, the second, the third time. I just disregarded his gifts. I felt like this. But I couldn't waver. Once I accepted the things I could not change, I had to understand that the pain I was feeling that was so great and overwhelming because I had to understand that the pain I felt was so great and overwhelming because the love I experienced as a father for this little dude was so powerful. I had to understand that I had to be thankful for the time I had with him to receive the blessing that was bestowed upon me. People say I have little to no emotions. I don't care about things. That's what they say, which is the furthest from the truth. I feel like I care too much. I know that I can't do everything. So what I do is what I can do. And I enjoy every second of it. Trust me. I realize life can be taken away from me in a blink of an eye. So in my mind, I try to do everything in a positive way. Everything. As an example, one can say to themselves, I have to come to church and speak. To me, I get to come to church and speak. I don't have, some people may